Again, welcome back for another daily Bite of Isaac Repentance. It is September 5th, 2024. A little bit before midnight here. Alrighty. Let's get in on this. Last run was a long one indeed. Span out 5 videos. See here's BBY306M9. I'm going to turn the volume down actually. It's a little loud. Let me put this top. Wait, did I not bring my cup in here? Are you kidding me? You mean to say that I made tea and then I didn't bring my cup in here? All right, 1 second here. Okay, and I have returned with my cup. And now I can put the topper on, pour some tea, some hibiscus tea. And hopefully it's not too hot. Oh, that feels kind of hot. Yeah. That's still pretty hot. I gotta drink it pretty slow too. All right. So yesterday I was talking about, oh yeah, see here's BBY306M9. I was talking about yesterday about my haircut and beard cut, and turns out actually my beard was cut down much shorter than I wanted, so I didn't really notice it, I guess, immediately. Like I noticed something kind of going up yesterday, and then I kind of had a better look in the mirror this morning, and it's like, wait a minute. So that kind of sucks. It's not like super short, it's just shorter than what I wanted. It can still grow back, it's just gonna take some time. I was looking into it. It might be like a couple of months or something before it goes back to full height. At least. Maybe longer than that. So, yeah. But my head is fine for the most part. Yeah. So there's that. Oh, yeah, we got a bursting sack, don't we? So that means we can just step on. No, we can't step on the spiders. That's right. It's like, I think I have God's flesh or something for some reason. Suck. Well, we got interesting things here going on, I guess. Free entry. And now for exits. Shit. I could take that, but I'll end up dying. I have no teleport. I can't do it. Yeah. See, like that would have, I would have to like bank on that I'm going to get some health up out of that. Okay, well, you know, if I came in this room, that probably would have been a different story, huh? Well, no, because if I died, then it would activate. I don't know if it would activate in the same room that I escaped from, that I died in, or if it'll activate before that room. All that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to risk it, okay? Okay? Prior to finding that, I mean, maybe it would have been fine. I don't know. It's strats. It's Isaac strats, you know? You just don't know until it happens. And, you know, there's that damn pocket item. I don't know if I got it from last run or not. Oh, okay. Actually, we can do a little of this. And then we can actually suck that up, because... Well, no, we can't. Just kidding, because I don't have the charge. But deep pockets is extremely nice here for us. Something's got to give. Oh, that's nice, too. You know what? We can actually take advantage of this again now. You know, that's not bad. This has been a pretty solid floor for the most part. Okay, let's go and fight the boss. Yeah, because like I was asking for a trim anyways, like yesterday. And I was talking about the beard stuff. It's like, yeah, just kind of trim underneath there and just kind of get rid of the straight hairs. And they got rid of way more hairs off my face than what I wanted. I wanted, like, the ends off, you know what I mean? Like, not just shave it the fuck down like that. It's not completely shave it down, but irritated me for sure after looking at it today. These were like 2 new people that were there and the only ones there, so like I might just end up like going to a different place though if like next month it's the same 2 people and like, you know, cuz like they sure the one of them is sure as heck didn't know how to do the beard stuff properly and all that. The hair is fine on my head, but not the beard, so. Which fucking sucks, man. Like, I was going there for years, and then it's just like, oh. And then all these other issues going on prior to that. I should have seen I seen the red flags, right? Prior to going in there a little bit, and then also when I got there, I seen some red flags. Like someone came in and had issues with their haircut that wasn't properly done. Like it was still a little longer in the back or something like that. So I imagine they were in there earlier in the day with the same people. So I should have fucking known better. It's not like a colossal like fuck up here or anything. It's just, you know, when you're growing a beard, it takes time to grow a beard, right? And if you lose quite a bit of length, it's going to take a little bit of time to like gain that back. And it just kind of annoys the piss out of me with that. And I said, like, just trim the edges and shit. I don't know. I don't know what to say, you know? Go another haircut place. Yeah. I mean, there's another one. What's nice is it's like a franchise or whatever. So it's like you can go to different ones. And there's a few in the area, but that's the closest one that I can recall to get to that and all that stuff, you know? Oh, okay, this room's just like, oh, extra spice. Okay, well, I had a feeling I'm gonna fuck up the devil dude. All right, don't get hit. This is like real bad if you get hit. Okay, that's nice. After I lose my freaking devil deal. My devil's deals. And then, well, blue candle. Does that give me like a blue fly or something kind of thing with this deal? This thing? I think it does. Not entirely sure. Did I even pop that world card? I don't think I did I? I don't see on the ground. So maybe I did. Question. Well, no, I did. Well, wait, yeah, I did, because it doesn't show the Super Sicker room. That's right. Okay, well, so, well, I can't even afford that, so fuck that. Okay. And just before we head down, we'll go check out what this is. Cracker Jacks. That's not bad. I'm gonna still keep with the Lucto. Like, Demon's Tail or whatever, Diamond's Tail. It's okay. Gives me, like, a chance to having black hearts. I think converted from red hearts or something that's on the ground. Kind of conversion kind of thing. It's like a 2% chance or something low, but it's 2% chance for each red heart on the ground, you know. There's quite a few red hearts in the game, so that's not terrible. Okay, I guess we'll go down the next floor here. It was a good thing we missed out the devil deal. Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, because normally there was, going back with the haircut thing, like normally there's a person that has been working there for many years, right? She was kind of like the person to be there to kind of manage things or whatever like that. Like, I think she might have been like a manager or something there or whatever. And she wasn't there, and that raised like some red flags because I mean, I mean, there's in the past she wasn't there, but like, I'm saying it's a red flag because you had 2 new people that were there. I've never seen them before the years I've been going there, and like, no, like, they're also talking about like people left or something like that, employees left or something like that. They're super low in staff. That's another red flag. So I don't know if they upped and quit, and there's more employees that quit today, because that seems highly unusual that they would just leave. Because they were talking about more than one employee that left that day. I don't know, like, I don't know. Maybe the whoever was running it passed away or quit or something. I don't know. And then somehow these people who I've never seen before are managing the entire operation, which is even more unusual because usually you have multiple people working there, otherwise they get swamped, and that's exactly what happened. They were swamped. My time kept like getting pushed back. And like I said before, it took like, oh, I got my money back. That's pretty funny. It took 2.5 hours, which it said on the website an hour. And it just kept jumping it back and forth, even when I was at the center waiting to get in line. And then I was also too, like, they said that 3 people are ahead of me, but they're not at the salon, which is also unusual. Which got me to thinking maybe it's because, like, they left. Maybe they were there, but they left. Because it was taking too long or something. I don't know. Like, because sometimes it's like, I think people leave is a deal. And they'll come back later to get the haircut or something. But I think what probably happened was they left and the time just kept going up and up and up, and they probably never came back. Or that's if they did come, I guess. If they never showed up, probably because like the time was like kept getting pushed back like mine. So I think the next time around I go get a haircut, and I'll call the place to see if the same person's still there, like running things. And if it is, well, I guess I'm gonna have to shift to another place. Slink off. That fucking sucks if that's the case. I really hope that's not the case with this. Because that would suck royal ass. Close by, it's decent, you know? Actually, you know what? Let me see something here. Since we're on the topic of this hair place. Because, like, they have, like, my information for, like, different cuts and all that stuff, specific styles and everything. So it's like, I mean, yeah, I could probably copy the style and go to a different place or something, but there aren't that many hair salon places nearby and all that stuff. I mean, there is, but I don't know if any, like, a lot of them are good or not. Let's see here. Why? Okay, for some reason the finest salon is derped out to the Gorg. How many's in my area? Ah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's only one in my city and a couple, like, across the other town. Well, that sucks, royal ass. That's all the way the fuck out there, huh? Where the fuck is this thing? That's even further. What is considered the distance between this and that? Oh, that, okay, I see. And then this is, where? Oh, that's way, okay, I know where that is. Well, that sucks ass. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's just hope that things are restored next month. That seems just highly unusual. I don't know. It wasn't even that long ago either. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just want things to just stay put, you know? It was decently affordable with decent people working there. I don't want to go to a place and be like, hey, we're going to charge you $40 for the same kind of haircut and beard cut. Plus a bunch of other shit, you know? Or a half-assed attempt. I don't know, both. Darn it! Could I be a little over-exaggerating with the beard thing and all that? Yeah, a little bit, I guess, but like... Darn it! It's like shaving my whole head off. Kinda. Shaving it down to where it's like something that I used to have when I was a kid was like shaving it down to where it was kind of, it's not bald or anything, it's just like all evenly like flat kind of, right, so it's like, I can't describe it, it's just a buzz cut, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a good description of it. It's a buzz cut, so flat. That's what I used to have as a kid. Not the entire childhood or anything, but I was just doing that. Why? I don't know. I guess to like not having to get as many haircuts. You know, that's something I never actually considered now. Until now. Like, for reals. I never actually considered this. Cutting down, having that specific kind of haircut in order to reduce, like, the need to have a haircut more often. Now, of course, it wasn't my choice to have a haircut in the matter, so it probably must have been my mother with having financial constraints, and right, that's why we were doing it that way. That might be it. That's something to consider. I should write that down somewhere. Write it down. You know, sometimes, like, not sometimes, but like once in a blue moon when I'm playing Isaac, like I get to talking about things or something, and then all of a sudden, like, a realization just kind of comes to me, or a random memory I haven't thought about in decades. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this actually instead of suck it up. We got a penguin here. Wandered away from the North Poles. But yeah, like, I don't know, it was like a year or two ago or something. I was talking about dental stuff or whatever. And then all of a sudden I had like a memory came back to me that I hadn't thought about for like nearly 30 years. And it was like, what was it? It was like, I had a field trip to the dental office and all that stuff. And then had some kind of dental work done on me when I was a kid. It's like, holy shit. I haven't thought about that memory since probably when I was there at that point. Wowzers. You know, the mind is like such a powerful tool, right? Or no shit. Yeah, but like, let me finish here. It's a powerful tool, But it's incredible how you don't remember something, and then all of a sudden, it comes to you like many decades after it happened. You know, that you haven't thought about since then. I'm pretty sure I hadn't thought about it since then because like, unless like I forgot about recalling that memory, decade like years after that time, and then it's like but many decades ago that I recalled it again for some reason. I don't recall recalling that recall. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's going batshit insane, isn't he? Lord have mercy on his wretched soul with his shit. A little shit talk. I'm gonna grab this. Because I fucking can. Spectral Tears. I think it gives me a Tears Up, didn't it? Or it gives me some other kind of stat. I totally forgot. Glazed over it. Oh, we're going for devil deals now, huh? Well, yeah, I've been kind of doing that for a little bit. We got Question Mark Boy. I've seen him a couple of times. And Knife Face Boy. I've seen Knife Face Boy too before. Ah! I was talking to somebody that was working at Starbucks, and they were like, it was the Starbucks Target. It was the Starbucks that was in Target, right? So they have like a policy that they can't take people's cups directly. They have to make the drink is a deal. And then once they make the drink, they just pour it into your cup or whatever the deal is. Because Target, he was telling me, it's like a strict policy with like sanitation reasons. I guess they had it for years or something like that. And so they can't handle people's cups when they're making drink and making drinks and putting stuff in there. But for some reason they could put it in the plastic cup and then just pour it into the whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's some crazy. Now this is a good item, but we could stick with getting flies here since we haven't been getting much for damage. We're probably going to find some more damage pretty soon, maybe. Hopefully. Not for this next devil deal coming up on this floor, but the flies will help circumvent lack of damage we have going on here. I'm going to take this. Alright. I don't know. The off chance that, okay. The off chance it'll be useful. Probably not immediately, but. Okay, fuck off, man. Like, for real, for real. I am trying to, like, get to the gall darn boss here. Gish. Well, we could suck it up. This is another reason why I'm keeping this spacebar item. We're getting crappy items. Now, I could have sucked up the speed up too, but I forgot that a couple floors ago. Or a floor ago, I guess it is, technically. Fucking Gish. Gish with a dish best served in hell. Right, there's just that stuff. I don't want it. Okay. Can't make me get it. Anyways, enough about my beard. What else has been going on? Well, let's see. Had some coffee today. I know, I need to be, like, backing off this stuff. Oh, I ran today. My running's been actually getting better and better. Like, I've been running more often again. Because I noticed when I got back into running after, like, had Had like a week and a half or so-ish kind of stint of not running. Like I was kind of slowly regressing, you know, back to my performance issues kind of thing, you know, with running, breathing and all that stuff. And it's been getting better, so that's cool. And it kind of sucks though how you have to be consistent with exercising in order to, like, you know, maintain a level of like maintain a level of athleticism. Yeah, that word. And yeah, I haven't even been in the gym in weeks either. There's another thing, probably about at least a month doing the stair stepper because of the ankle thing. But come to find out that it was actually my shoes are still damaged, right? So it's still kind of a problem. But what I found to remedy it was tying the shoes and retie them and all that. Seemed to be fixing the issue substantially, which I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. So my ankles hasn't been getting so bad. Plus, you know, I've been biking too, so not everywhere, but yeah, just like longer distances, you know. Oh, look at that, 1% chance. Oh, look, it's that one creature. I never played the game, Silksong. That is Jupiter or something. I don't want it. Which I keep saying jokes every year about, like, oh yeah, Silksong 2 or DLC or something like that. I don't know much about it, you know, the game or anything. Like, I never played it, but I know of the meme with, like, oh, Nintendo might be announcing Silksong 2 DLC, something like that. And it's just, like, not happening. It's like, well, the thing is, like, Nintendo's got so much money, and they're no longer doing the console war stuff, which, you know, it obviously makes sense, because, like, Nintendo is focusing more on, like, handheld, like, console stuff, you know? I mean, they're still, you know, pumping out the Switch, so they're not, like, in a big hurry to replacing it. I mean, they're probably replacing next year or the year after, or something like that. It's coming pretty soon, because, you know, the thing came out in 2017, so. And so there isn't, I don't think there's quite of a threat yet with replacing it. And I'm not, like, being, like, pro Nintendo or anything like that. It's like, oh, wow. You know, he's got an opinion about Nintendo, and it was, you know, they have to worry about a threat and all that. But no. I'm just saying, like, while there is, like, alternatives to the Switch that are, like, far better right now, like the Steam Deck and all that, I don't think it's a much of a push for them to, like, soup up their next generation of systems to make a whole series of systems, you know what I mean? Because if I recall, actually, let me look this up here. Because a Steam Deck costs quite a bit of money, $600 to $800 or something like that, right? Depending on, like, the version you get, OLED, or, like, how much memory it's got in there. Let's see. There's the OLED. I mean, I'm not counting as the OLED as, like, technically an upgrade too much. That's $350, at least it says here. It could be cheaper than that. But I'm looking here. Nintendo Switch Lite. I don't know what the fuck that is. So it's about $300. So it's about half the cost is, like, a basic model of Steam Deck. And so that's a little bit more out of the price range for more people, right? Now, of course, there is an advantage of having a Steam Deck. You can emulate games on there. So you can purchase Nintendo Switch shit for the hell of it and it'll run a lot better. You run on 4K or something like that. Or whatever the dimensions you could do on that thing. I mean, it'd be a lot better than, like, the Switch, because the Switch only does, like, 720p. And it struggles the piss out of, like, playing modern games I've seen. Someone even tried running, like, GTA. What the fuck does this even do as a golden version? I'm gonna have to know if it does do anything. Because some of them don't do anything. Golden ones. Oh, it gives you, like, golden trinkets. Not golden trinkets, it gives you golden items. I'll take it. Gemini, like, not good enough. Or what I'm saying is, like, they're not in a hurry to replace, not replace, like, introducing a new lineup of systems with better performance and everything else, graphics cards, etc., etc. So they're not gonna release anything immediately. They're out of the console games competition stuff with PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, it's quite obvious that they haven't been creating a new lineup of games that was unique for their consoles. But I'll give Nintendo credit though. Like, even though, like, they keep rehashing reboots, not reboots, but rehashing, like, not remakes. Well, yeah, I guess it's technically remakes, right? Like, re-releasing old stuff over and over again for each generation of systems. No, I was gonna say, I'll give them credit that they're, essentially... releasing new games with some good reception. I mean, there were some I've read about that wasn't so great, but for the most part, they're okay. Like, I've never played any of the Zelda games. Like, I can't tell if it's any good or not. And I've never played, like, any of the Animal Crossing, so I can't tell you anything about it. Like, I played a little bit of Animal Crossing, like barely anything, years ago when I was playing on somebody's Switch randomly. But that's as far as it went. Like, I didn't care for it too much. And a tiny bit of Brawl on the Switch of somebody else's. Like, so I have very little experience when it comes to Switch. And, I was seeing big reception with, like, one of the Zelda games, recent ones, where it's like, you can craft stuff or whatever. Not so much with Pokemon. I think the Pokemon was a little bit more of an issue with their games. I know that because it's, like, different developers and all that stuff, but, like, at least they're creating something with somewhat of a decent following, with, like, a little bit of a change up with things here and there at times. Versus, like, with Microsoft, I mean, at least what I know of Microsoft is, like, there's, I mean, I don't even know of any exclusive games outside of, like, Halo Infinite that came out that had a good reception. I mean, you had the space one, whatever the heck it's called. It's been worked for several years, or several years, like decades before, or for decades, even, like, long before Microsoft bought them out, and it was just, like, still kind of a broken mess. They're slowly fixing it, but that seems like Microsoft's theme these days is, like, they have, like, a developer working on these games, and it comes out as a broken mess, and it takes years to fix it. Case in point, the Halo games made by 343 Industries. It's like, oh yeah. And it kept happening. That's why I just stopped buying the Halo games after, like, after I got the Master Chief Collection on the PC. I got it on the PC because, like, They promise mods, you know, mod support and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of leaned in on that. Mod support, you know, it runs a little better on the PC too. It's on Steam, so that means I can transfer it from system to system without having to lose my license to the game. Because there's only X amount of transfers with the Microsoft account. And there's no threat to be like, oh, there's no backward compatibility for the future systems or something. You know? Now, do I play Master Chief Collection lately? Ah, it's been months. Okay. Like, I could go back to it. Like, it's not that I hate the games, it's just I've played so much of them over the years. And, like, I don't have as much of a thrill with those games as what I used to have. It, like, nothing's changed too much with it, right? But, like, it's just things changed. You know, as you're getting older and stuff like that, you know, your taste changes and all that, right? You know, it's just part of the life, you know. And then, yeah. But, like, yeah, my point is just, like, what else? I mean, there's Flight Simulator, which I guess is okay, but I mean, I was dabbling on that off and on when I first got the Series X. I just seen a promotion, too, recently on Twitter from Xbox saying about the release of the digital version of Xbox Series X, and it's just the same exact system, only it's digital and it's white. Same exact price. It's like the retail version of the Xbox Series X, except for like some stores you can buy the Xbox Series X with the disc port, like a little cheaper than that version. Like, there's not much of a performance difference or anything like that. Like, if they did release something like that, where it's a much more of a performance difference, like a significant one, I still wouldn't even get it, to be honest with you. Like, you know, I've had this system since 2021. I was expecting I could play all these, like, you know, 4K discs in the future when I get a 4K TV, which I did this year. And I mean, I tried playing a 4K disc last year, a certain one, and I couldn't even play the damn thing. This is a certain type of discs that I can't even play. It's like, well, what the fuck's the point of having a disc drive for 4K discs if it can't play every single kind of disc, you know? Oh yeah, just play Russian roulette with the fucker. And it's just like, you know, it's that, like, and then it's like, I don't know much about PlayStation, but it seems like PlayStation's having similar issues too. It's like, I don't know about, like, when it comes to, like, playing 4K movies or anything. I don't know if it's a similar issue like Microsoft, or there's limitations of what kind of discs you could put in there to watch stuff. I don't know what the kind of quality it produces with watching stuff on there. Because I know, like, the Series X doesn't have that great quality. Come to find out. I don't want that. Unless maybe it gives me. No, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. And like, going back with, like, PlayStation, they're having issues too with like making unique games for that platform. Kind of similarly. Now, you can argue, like, well, you know, Microsoft's got Bethesda Studios now. You also got now Activision. Now they can release exclusive stuff on there. Now, because it's all going to be spread across all the consoles still. And then they're going to be pushing things towards, like, other consoles and PCs. So it's like, What's even the point of having a console these days? Now, the one perk about having the system here is yes, it's current gen. It can play some 4Ks despite being kind of crappy player on the system because for some reason they got a Blu-ray app on there still like out of date and glitchy and everything freezing. It can still stream pretty well, and with the disk drive too, I could put certain 360 games in there or previous Xbox One games in there, and it has some backwards compatibility. So there's that advantage. That's part of the reason why I got this system, was having that disk drive to get that accessibility. And so PlayStation, I guess in recent years they've had some kind of indie-ish studios out there coming around and making popular games. Like they had just one recently. I guess you can argue that is technically PlayStation exclusive because while it was on Steam, it's on Steam too. It's also on the PlayStation 4 and 5. Same thing with Helldivers or whatever it's called. So they're kind of finally picking up momentum right now. But we're 4 years after the consoles came out. And they said they're already halfway down to its stage of life, so to speak, before they work on the next console. I'm pretty sure they're probably prototyping some things and doing some little workings behind the scenes right now with the next generation as we speak. Or at least like an upgraded PS5 system or both. More likely both. I don't see them to be like working one thing at a time. Maybe, I don't know. We got a little news spotter here, by the way. A little ominous little shit here. Spooky. We're in the room and we got a noose. It's supposed to allude to something, game. With the umbilical cord tied around the neck or something like that. It's a noose instead. Anyways, yeah, so that's just kind of my opinion with that. And then it's like, well, what about Palworld or something? Well, I don't know how big Palworld is now. I think that kind of momentum dries up, kind of like games normally do. The novelty kind of goes away over time. So I think there's probably still quite a big following with that, but not as big as when it first started. I kind of fell out of it later on. I did try playing it. It was, if I was like much younger, you know, more free-spirited and all that fun stuff, I would probably get into it a lot better than what I am now. For sure. Like, that would have been something of a dream game to be playing that mimics Pokemon, but then it's like you could do all this other cool stuff with it, like just smacking Pokemon on the stick if you want to and get the shit beat out of you by a powerful one. Powerful Palworld man. Mon or whatever. And then there's like this thing too with like, you know, Bungie Studios being bought by PlayStation, and my opinion, it's like way too late to even be doing something like that, because like Destiny 1 had somewhat of a classic reception, right? For the most part. Despite like its limitations with things, you know, you have to grind and shit like that, do glitches at times, because things might be a little too hard or things wasn't programmed properly. But for the most part, they were special. And then when Destiny 2 came out, you know, from what I was reading, there was issues. And then when I got late in the game, I could clearly see some of those issues. But they were improved to some degree. But now it's got to the point where it's like the DLC has been, well, the latest DLC has been the lowest. They've been having so many DLCs since the game came out, which has been like, I would say, getting close to 10 years. Holy shit, Mom's fucking knife? That's like fucking huge. Anyways, I don't know what happens with Destiny now, Destiny 2 now that the sales slumped pretty hard with the DLC some time back. Because I keep seeing DLC that would just come out. Now I get it. It's like, wow, it's, it's more to do, da-da-da. It keeps it fresh. But it's like, man, the grinding. That's what kind of turned me off, was just so much grinding with things. Now, I know this game's technically grindy, but not as much as Destiny. Holy shit. But it's just, like, when you kind of put this stuff together when it comes to, like, these systems and everything, it's like, kind of leaves a little bit of a dilemma, It's, I don't know if I want any of this, honestly. I think I has an idea, though. This might be a dangerous idea. Because we took out a bunch of our health, but we got 3 extra flies. I probably don't need the flies at this point since I got Mom's knife. What the heck? So, as I was saying, like, the whole console wars, quote unquote, I mean, they've been dead for years. And I'm not like the kind of a person to be like, oh yeah, Nintendo's better than this, you know what I mean? Like, not really. Like, we've blurred the lines so much with how things are, with the quality of stuff has been downgraded, and there's a huge shift with pushing the digital. You got like a witch or something like that, a little witch doll thing. Oh, look at that, we found the boss already. I mean, there's been such a push down with quality and stuff like that. It's like, it's like, how do I describe it? It's because it used to be like this hot topic, well over a decade ago, where it was like, oh yeah, well, PlayStation's better because it's got this game and this game and this game, you know what I mean? Like, PlayStation used to have like the Naughty Dog industry or whatever, where it was like, Jack and Dexter and these other ones, or Spyro and all that stuff. And then it's like, and now it's like, well, it's got, this kind of game or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's gotta be some kind of revival with console systems, and I don't really see that anytime soon. I mean, at this point for me, it's like, PC is just where to go. and I was a fairly big, it was a fairly big component for me since the PlayStation 2 days. I was playing consoles, because the technology wasn't quite there yet for the PCs. I mean, I guess they were always, not always, but I guess for the most part, they were beating console statuses and stuff like that. But then it's like, but when it came to games, not so much like the game library availability stuff, right? Because you still had like Nintendo's like, oh, they got like the Smash and all that stuff, like, or like Pokemon games coming out on Game Boys and stuff like that, DSs and stuff. But technology has advanced so much to where it's like, now you can put like games on the PC through Steam, and then you can even emulate those said games in more ways than one. It's incredible. It's like, and in fact, in many cases, it runs a lot better than on standard machines from back then. I mean, I can even play some of those damn things on my phone. Like, You know what I mean? Like, text change, you know? The text is change. Not tech. Text. Uh, tech has changed so much to where it's like, well, why bother have a console now? Like, it's just nothing but a streaming device, and yes, it's a game device, but what's the point, you know? That's the kind of the hang-up. What's the point of a console anymore if, like, things are shifting to where it's like, I can just use a computer. Now, when it comes to the Switch, there's kind of an exception, right? Portability, which has its advantage too. As long as you're making good quality games consistently, is another important thing. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of having the system? Now, yeah, you could argue, well, the consoles are portability too. It's like, yeah, but like, there aren't many exclusive games, and games have been getting worse and worse over time. I've seen the thing about the whole Gollum stuff, you know, last year, the year before, talking about that full price game that was ass. And then game prices are going up on the consoles too, and it's like, but then you can get like Steam deals or something, you know, online, or pirate them if you want. You know, like there's the world's your oyster out there now. You can do whatever you want with stuff with like that on the computer. And so like it just comes down to like, what's the point of having a console anymore? Aside from streaming and, you know, playing backwards compatibility games. What else is there? I mean, yeah, there'll probably be some games you could play that if you don't have the PC components to run it on a computer or whatever. I mean, that was like, that's my case kind of when it came to Elden Ring, because my PC's fairly old, and you know, I hadn't got around to buying parts yet to building a new one, like the new graphics card, for example, which I'm getting pretty close to getting that done. Green fly, cool. Poison fly. But my willingness to play on the consoles went down substantially too, because there aren't as many exclusives that wanted me to that are on the system or Game Pass or whatever that what gets me hooked, you know. I don't know. It's what the hell is that thing? A dead horse unicorn head? A dead unicorn? What the fuck is that? The Shadow of the Hedgehog like stripe on there in the back. So I don't know how console games are going to be worked out 10 years from now. I imagine they're going to push more and more of the digital stuff as usual. I could have got Guppy, by the way. Or we got that Guppy's tail. But that could have been a dangerous move, potentially, because I would have had less keys dropping. Oh, why not? Why not? So, like, I don't know. Tech has changed so much. And so, going back with Nintendo stuff, like the Switch and all that, so that's why I think that they're not really so much competing for the console wars anymore, because the console wars are dead. They've been dead. It's like, well, what's the point of competing with Nintendo and not Nintendo, like PlayStation and like Microsoft? Like, yeah, they're buying certain companies or doing little things and all that, but we have our own lineup of games and portability and stuff. Like, neither of them are making their own portable console, like for like a Switch or anything like that. So it's like, what's the point? They don't have anything that's going to scare the shit out of us as a company, you know? And so, like, the only competition now really is between Microsoft and PlayStation. But it's pretty much relatively the same to some degree. Except for, like, Microsoft buying all these studios. But, because, like, I seen a thing about Concord. Never heard of the game. It's been in development for 8 years or something like that. I don't know shit about it. And, like, at all. And then it just, like, had such a bad reception that they closed the servers in, like, 2 weeks and gave people refunds. Or they closed the cells in 2 weeks or something like that. They're going to close the servers pretty soon. I seen, like, an article about that of, like, oh, yeah, there's players jumping off a cliff and committing Sudoku in order to get max rank in the game before the servers close down. Like a flex. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess that's how you garnish, like, attention on social media with it. Let's go down. Let's continue this discussion here. But, like, then Microsoft had their dookies too and all this other stuff. So I'm not like saying, oh, well, this one's bad and this one's bad too. No, they're just kind of like, they got their own downsides, right? And Nintendo does too. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Sucks we can't go back to the old days, you know, be like, oh, we got this great game, you know, we got this thing coming out, you know? All this cool stuff. I mean, there's some of that, but it's just like a lot less of it, you know? It seems like there's more of a push towards independent games, independent studios, like Balatro, which I just seen recently that they are going to release on a mobile. And you probably noticed too recently that my videos finally ended. Those backlogs were from like April or May. So I've been pushing them every other day. So no, those wasn't even recent. I had a fairly long backlog. I might consider going back to the game, but you know, I'm kind of burnt out with it. I get burnt out fairly easily with games, with the exception of this, I guess. But yeah. Nintendo and all that stuff, I guess, and everything else. VR still hasn't been like... Oh, what is it? VR still hasn't been, you know, going mainstream yet or anything like that. Which I guess I'm not surprised either is another thing with something like that. Because... like, while it's slowly becoming more affordable, like, it's a strange thing, that whole deal with VR. Like, I have a VR helmet, and it's a good one. It's a decent one. Yeah, it's fairly old. It still does its job. It's just I'm not interested with it anymore. I mean, anymore, you know what I mean? Like how do I describe it? It's like I could do stuff with it, right? Just, you know, I've tried different things. It's just, I don't know. There isn't anything out there that I could find yet that kind of clicks with me, if that makes sense, with like wanting to go back with it over and over again. I mean, I've heard of VR chat and all this other stuff, but I'm not much into that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. Like, it's, yeah, I don't know. It's, maybe it's just me getting older. Maybe it's just me getting older, or like, you know, things have been shifted and quality's been degrading significantly, or a combination of the two, you know. all that stuff. But at least we do get some good games out there, right? Mostly on PC right now. I just seen that Beetlejuice is actually out today, which is cool. I will watch it. I'll try to keep an open mind with it. We'll see. See how it is. I want to say the same thing about Minecraft, though. But like, for Minecraft and Borderlands, like, if they would have did it right and they also, like... I mean, I know Minecraft isn't out yet, so, like... For me, I'm not interested with it, but if they would have did it right, like, wrote it more properly, I guess, like that, with better actors or something, I guess, and, to some degree. And then released it like over 10 years ago, then it probably have much more of a reception, for sure. Because it does feel kind of weird that like Minecraft movies coming out, and Minecraft's been out, what, 15 years? Something like that. Now, I know Microsoft didn't own the rights to it the whole time, but they've had it for several years, I think. So, yeah, I mean, it was in response to the Super Mario Brothers movie, for sure. Why that was made. Same with the Borderlands stuff, which the Borderlands, you know, same thing. Like, it could have been made like many years ago, and you know, with younger actors and stuff, and that would probably had a bit much better reception. And stuff what I was reading, like the storyline wasn't that great, and the character development wasn't great in the writing, so that's another thing. Now, I'm not saying, like, past, like, video game movies were great. Like, I've watched the Doom movie, which it had its moments, but it isn't, like, something I would consider, like, just rewatching it over and over again kind of fun. It had its moments. And apparently they made another Doom movie, I guess, years later. I have never seen. I looked at a review on it. It's, like, even worse. I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their own opinions if it's good or bad, you know? Me, it's like, I guess I've been having a lower tolerance for modern movies and stuff. Games, certain games and stuff, you know? Let me see something actually here, sorry. I want to see if there's any other DLC being worked on for Destiny 2. Season 16 for the Destiny 2 DLC expansion? What the fuck? What? Wait a minute. Actually, let me see something here. Will there be any more DLC for Destiny 2? Shifting its, or this, yeah, that's right. Gemini is now the search function thing for Google. I don't trust it too much because I've seen some inaccurate results for this thing. Bungie is shifting its focus from large expansions to smaller, potentially free updates for Destiny 2. The company is reportedly not currently working on Destiny 3. Uh-huh. Well, yeah, they probably are shifting things because they didn't do so hot with the early DLC stuff that I seen about. Sales were bad. That, and they got bought up by PlayStation, so they can do free updates a little easier, I think. I don't know how the money works with that, but I think when they're bought out like that, it's like, I don't know. Smaller DLC stuff. Kind of like, okay, so it's kind of like what happened with Halo Infinite. Except they kept kind of going with the free updates no matter what. Instead of selling all this stuff until I couldn't sell no more with DLC. Which, granted, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, though. I give them props to them, at least, with the 343, where it's like they're not charging DLC for a broken game. But, like, yeah, I mean, there's at least one good redeeming factor with that, I guess. Since Halo 5, I believe, yeah. Also, my thing's all broken here. The beans. Yeah, so that's just kind of my spit take with that, right? Console stuff, console wars and all that stuff, my opinions with it. Onion opinions. I mean, console wars, it kind of depends on how you look on console wars, you know, how you interpret it, right? It could be like a healthy bit of like competitiveness with like, oh, this console's better or this console's better, you know what I mean? Just kind of like a debate, right? You know, like something political or something like that, you know, you got, you know, each side kind of stating their opinion and they kind of like, you know, politely kind of give out, you know, feedback and stuff like that versus where it's like people are just screaming and yelling at each other and over this kind of stuff and pointing out all these flaws. Now, of course, I'm pointing out a lot of these flaws, I guess, with like these companies. So I guess that could make me a hypocrite, but like I would just kind of point out kind of my argument, so to speak, of why I think like the console wars are dead and, you know, there's been some inconsistencies over the years with how games have been shifting for a while. You know, the quality and everything. I have 41 keys. Holy shit, look at all this stuff. And so, like, for me, I never really argued about, well, this system's better than this system. At least I'm not like, it's like this system because it's got this going on, you know? I'm kind of pointing out the flaws of all these different ones. I mean, PC has flaws too, right? You know, the cost of, you know, hardware is going up through the roof, you know, especially the lack of supply for things during like critical times. And then some games don't get ported to the PC. You know, just different things like that, you know? But yeah, it's just kind of my hot take with that, I suppose, with whatever. Not really much of a hot take, but it's something. Anyways, that was a good run. And we got 10 wins in a row here. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.